Welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into the timeless financial wisdom from Robert Kiyosaki's bestseller, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. This book has sold over 32 million copies worldwide and has been translated into 51 languages for a reason. Let's explore the key takeaways that can transform your financial future. Now, before we even begin, let me promise you this. This is not going to be one of those videos that simply summarizes the book and calls it a day. I actually read Rich Dad, Poor Dad cover to cover in preparation for making this video, and I've gone back and highlighted the absolute most important points that I think you should know. By the end of this video, you'll not only understand the core principles of Rich Dad, Poor Dad, but also how to apply them to your own life to potentially achieve financial freedom. Chapter 1. Now, the very first lesson Kiyosaki emphasizes is the crucial difference between being rich and being financially literate. See, most people think that making a lot of money is the key to wealth, right? But Kiyosaki argues that true wealth comes from understanding how money works. He talks about how traditional education often falls short. We're taught to get good grades, go to college, get a good job, work hard, and climb the corporate ladder. But how many of us were actually taught about managing money, investing, or building assets? Kiyosaki argues that this lack of financial education is what keeps so many people trapped in the rat race. They work hard for their money, but their money doesn't work hard for them. He stresses the importance of investing in your financial education. Read books, attend seminars, listen to podcasts, and learn from successful investors. The more you understand about money, the better equipped you'll be to grow your wealth. Think about it. How many financially successful people do you know who don't understand at least the basics of how money works? Probably not that many, right? And this doesn't mean you need to be a financial expert, but having a solid understanding of personal finance can make a world of difference. This includes things like budgeting, saving, investing, understanding debt, and even basic financial literacy concepts like compound interest. Remember, knowledge is power, and in the world of finance, it can be the key to unlocking your financial freedom. Chapter 2. Now let's talk about one of the most fundamental concepts from Rich Dad, Poor Dad, the difference between assets and liabilities. Kiyosaki defines an asset as something that puts money in your pocket. Think about it. A rental property that generates monthly income is an asset. A business that brings in profits is an asset. Even something as simple as a dividend-paying stock is an asset because it's putting money in your pocket. On the other hand, a liability is something that takes money out of your pocket. Your car, your mortgage, your credit card debt, these are all liabilities. They cost you money every month. The problem, according to Kiyosaki, is that most people are focused on acquiring liabilities instead of assets. They buy a bigger house, a fancier car, and rack up credit card debt, thinking it makes them look wealthy. But the truth is, these liabilities are actually holding them back financially. They're stuck in a cycle of working to pay off debt, which leaves them with less money to invest in assets that could actually build wealth. The key takeaway here is to focus on acquiring assets that generate income. This could be anything from investing in real estate or the stock market, to starting a side hustle or building an online business. The more assets you have working for you, the less you'll have to rely on your job for income, and the closer you'll be to achieving financial freedom. Chapter 3. One of the most impactful aspects of Rich Dad, Poor Dad is how it highlights the contrasting mindsets between those who are financially successful and those who struggle financially. Kiyosaki uses the example of his own two dads, his biological father, the poor dad, and his friend's father, the rich dad. The poor dad, despite being highly educated and having a stable job, struggled financially throughout his life. He believed in working hard, getting a good job, and saving money. On the other hand, the rich dad, while not as formally educated, had a different perspective. He believed in financial literacy, taking calculated risks, and creating your own opportunities. The rich dad often said, "The poor and the middle class work for money. The rich have money work for them." This highlights the fundamental difference in mindset. Those with a poor dad mindset often trade their time for money, working for someone else's dream. They prioritize job security and rely on a steady paycheck. In contrast, those with a rich dad mindset focus on building assets that generate passive income. They're not afraid to take risks, start businesses, or invest in opportunities that align with their financial goals. The key takeaway here is that your mindset plays a crucial role in your financial success. It's not just about how much money you make, but how you think about money, how you manage it, and what you choose to do with it. Chapter 4. The Power of Entrepreneurship. Now, Kiyosaki is a huge advocate for entrepreneurship, and he believes it's one of the most powerful paths to financial freedom. See, the rich dad in the book constantly emphasizes the importance of owning your own business or assets. He argues that true wealth comes from creating something of value and leveraging that to generate income. Now, this doesn't mean you have to quit your job tomorrow and launch a startup. Entrepreneurship can take many forms. It could be starting a side hustle, investing in real estate, or even creating and selling digital products online. The key is to identify opportunities where you can create value, solve problems, and generate income on your own terms. Now, one thing I really appreciate about Kiyosaki's approach is that he doesn't sugarcoat the challenges of entrepreneurship. He acknowledges that it takes hard work, dedication, and a willingness to learn from your mistakes, but he also emphasizes the rewards. When you're an entrepreneur, you're in control of your own destiny. You have the potential to earn significantly more than you ever could at a traditional job, and you're building something that's truly your own. So, if you're looking to break free from the rat race and create a life of financial abundance, Kiyosaki encourages you to explore the world of entrepreneurship. Chapter 5. Making Money Work for You. The Power of Passive Income. One of the most important lessons I've learned from Rich Dad Poor Dad is the concept of making money work for you, rather than the other way around. Kiyosaki stresses the importance of building passive income streams, money that comes in consistently, even if you're not actively working for it. He argues that while earned income is important, it's limited by how much time and effort you can invest. You're essentially trading your hours for dollars. Passive income, on the other hand, has the potential to generate wealth even while you sleep. It's about creating systems and assets that work for you, freeing you from the constraints of a traditional job. Now, there are countless ways to generate passive income. Kiyosaki is a big proponent of real estate investing, as rental properties can provide a steady stream of cash flow. But it's not just about real estate. You can also generate passive income through dividend-paying stocks, online businesses, creating and selling digital products or courses, and even things like peer-to-peer lending or investing in royalty-generating assets. The key is to identify opportunities that align with your interests, risk tolerance, and financial goals, and then take action to build those passive income streams. Remember, the goal is to have your money work as hard for you as you work for it. By building multiple streams of passive income, you create financial security and move closer to achieving true financial freedom. Chapter 6. The Importance of Sales and Marketing Skills. Now, here's something you might not expect from a personal finance book. Kiyosaki places a huge emphasis on the importance of sales and marketing skills. He argues that no matter what your profession or business, the ability to sell and market effectively is crucial for success. Why? Because at its core, sales is about communication, conveying value, building relationships, and persuading others to see the benefits of what you're offering, and this applies to so many aspects of life. Whether you're an entrepreneur pitching your business idea, an employee negotiating a raise, or even just trying to convince your friends to try a new restaurant, strong sales and marketing skills can make all the difference. Kiyosaki encourages readers to embrace sales and marketing as essential life skills. He suggests taking courses, reading books, attending workshops, and even seeking out mentors who excel in these areas. The more you learn about sales and marketing, the better equipped you'll be to communicate effectively, build strong relationships, and ultimately, achieve your goals in both your personal and professional life. Chapter 7. Overcoming Fear and Taking Risks. Now, let's talk about one of the biggest obstacles to financial success: fear. Kiyosaki argues that fear, especially the fear of losing money, can hold people back from achieving their financial goals. He emphasizes that while it's important to be financially responsible, it's equally important to be willing to take calculated risks. He often says, the greatest risk is not taking any risk at all. See, when you avoid taking risks, you also avoid the potential for growth and rewards. You miss out on opportunities to invest in yourself, start a business, or pursue ventures that could lead to financial abundance. Now, I completely agree that this doesn't mean being reckless with your money. It's about understanding your risk tolerance, doing your due diligence, and being strategic with your investments. Kiyosaki encourages readers to reframe their relationship with failure. Instead of seeing it as something to be avoided at all costs, he views it as a learning opportunity. He believes that mistakes and setbacks are inevitable on the path to success, and it's how you learn and grow from those experiences that truly matters. So, if you find yourself paralyzed by fear when it comes to your finances, remember Kiyosaki's words: don't let the fear of losing be greater than the excitement of winning. Conclusion. Rich Dad, Poor Dad, a blueprint for financial success. And there you have it, 7 powerful lessons from Rich Dad, Poor Dad that can change the way you think about money. Remember, financial success is not just about how much you earn, but about your mindset, your financial literacy, and your willingness to take action. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more financial tips and insights. And be sure to let me know in the comments down below. What was your biggest takeaway from Rich Dad, Poor Dad? Thanks for watching.